Albert Einstein said it. Frequency medicine is the medicine of the future, but the future is now. We believe that code is going to be a household name.
What would be like the most popular one out of all of them?
Calm is an incredible product for stress. And with one drop of Calm, in 90% of the cases, it decreases the stress, it balances the autonomic nervous system.
Joining us today are the visionary minds behind Code Health, Dr. Lisa Piper and Wendy Osborne. Together, they're pioneering a new wave of integrative health rooted in consciousness, science, and soul. Get ready for a deep, empowering conversation.
Is there anything that people have to watch out for utilizing the product?
There are no side effects that we know of. There are no contraindications that we know of. So
Right.
if someone tries our product and they have an adverse reaction, then don't take it again.
There's a lot of high performers out there, top CEOs, athletes. What are you seeing in some of these individuals?
That's really how we designed the Code Kit. Specifically with corporate wellness, what we've heard is that it changes the environment of the office space because everyone is just
All of our products are based on cellular signaling. We're gently sending the cells the information that it needs for the body to do what it was designed to do.
What type of wearables or type of data do you guys use to be able to track the actual outcomes of the Code product?
so.
Welcome to another episode of a Healthy Point of View podcast. I'm your host, Sam Tejada. And as usual, we're bringing experts from all over the world to talk about health, wellness, beauty, and mindset. Our guests today, they're coming from here, from Florida, on the West Coast. And this one's a little bit extra special today. We're going to be talking about frequencies, energy, right? We always hear all kinds of stuff about bioquantum, but do you really know what that is? Today, we're going to crack the code with Code Health. We have the two founders, experts in what they do. We have Dr. Lisa Piper, and we also have Wendy Osborne. Welcome. All right.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Thank you.
So, you guys have the solution to crack the code. And what is it? It's code. But before we start talking about code, which I've tried multiple times myself, and I can attest to everything that you guys are going to say today because it's worked for multiple different things. I want people to get to know you guys and how did this partnership even come to fruition and why code? Who wants to take the mic?
Go ahead. You can go.
Well, when the pandemic hit, like many people, I found myself very sick. And my father was the neighbor to this brilliant biologist named Dr. John McMichael. He's a molecular biologist who specializes in immunology and virology.
Mhm.
And for 40 years, he's been creating these formulas based on his concept that he coined the term resonant molecular signaling.
Mhm.
So at the time, they were in phase 2 of their clinical trials for FDA approval. And article had just come out in the paper and it was showing efficacy for that virus. And so my father overnighted me these drops, and my fever, that was 104, was gone by the end of the first day of the protocol. And by the second day, by the end of the second day, I started to get taste and smell back. It
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
fully back yet, but I was so sick. I'd never been so sick in my life. So fast forward a year, and I went up to visit my father, and I said, "Can you please bring me by to see Dr. McMichael?" I had already thanked him for literally saving my life, and I wanted him to put a face with my name.
Mm.
And so we showed up at his door, and he's a farmer. He owns a working farm, and he's a research scientist, and he was a professor and brilliant man. More so than anything, I wanted to pick his brain.
Absolutely.
But when I got there, the words just came out of my mouth, and I just said, "Why doesn't everybody have this? And how can I help you bring it to the world?" I didn't know how I was going to do that. And he put me in touch with his business partners. I spoke to them, and the whole time I was on the phone with them, I was talking about Wendy. And so she didn't know I was throwing her into this until I called her and was like, Wendy, would you jump on the phone? We have a call. There's this business opportunity. I think we need to bring this to the world." And she had seen how sick I was. She herself had also taken the drops because
Okay.
I shared my liquid, gold with her as it was at the time. And it helped her as well. And she saw my vision and she's helping me bring it to life in a big way.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Wendy, how was that when she called you? I mean, she sold you already,
Yeah,
without you even knowing, hey, I got my friend this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then what were you thinking when you got that phone call?
you know, I saw how sick she was. I saw really what it did to this very, very healthy person. And I knew that there was something special in it. But what was so incredible was we thought that Dr. McMichael only had one formula. But when we
Mm,
got down into it, we found out he had over 200 patents
200.
for different
Wow.
molecular formulas, each serving and having a different function. So Lisa and I were good friends, and I I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I knew, but I didn't know. And I had previous companies, and they were all in the health and wellness industry with alternatives. And I said, well, let's do it. And Lisa had an incredible vision. She showed me some of her ideas, and one thing led to the next. And here we are today.
Amazing.
Yeah,
How long have you guys known each other for?
a little over 5 years.
Okay.
A little over 5 years.
And Code Health, how long has it been around for?
2.5
Two and
years
a half.
we started, and 2 years in October will be our anniversary of actually selling our first product.
Wow. Wow. You guys have been really, I mean, I've been following you guys for quite a while already. And you guys have been growing very quickly, you know?
We do work hard. We work very hard, but we have a mission, and it's really just the mission is you know what I'm going to say? The time is now. The time is right. If we were to have done this even 4 years ago, 3 years ago, it would not have happened the way that it's happened. But people are ready to look for alternatives. We have a drug free, non toxic alternative to over the counter and prescription medication. And there are so many unwarranted side effects that prescriptions and over the counter products have. And this is just such a simple solution. And you, of all people, we're so happy to be talking to you about it because your company is Saline Solution.
Yeah.
And that's our one ingredient, and that's our carrier. And so everybody just wants to know, well, how does it work if it's just Saline Solution? So that's that's what we have to get through. But once we explain it, everybody tries it. And just like you, it works.
Oh, it does. It does. And that's going to be the exciting part to get into today. Dr. Lisa, you have a PhD, correct?
Yes.
What's your PhD in?
Natural medicine.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So I heard you earlier say the doctor that had the drops
Yes.
initially, right? He was doing correct me if I'm wrong, resonance molecular signaling.
Yes.
What is that?
On a cellular level, when you have an imbalance in your body, you either have a deficiency, too little, or you have an excess, too much. So the idea is to create some sort of balance. So his molecular formulas on a cellular level, they up or down regulate based on the function of the formula. And he says it up or down regulates the gene expression.
Hmm.
So that's pretty interesting. And, if you look into all of his patents and all of the research that he's done, it's article after article after article, a few of which correlate to our products. And so they're on our website.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, upregulates gene expression. I
Yeah.
mean, this is like we're talking about disease potentially forming or not forming
That's
when we
right.
start talking about that, especially when you start looking at epigenetics and
Epigenetic.
you start looking at people who have heavy loads of toxins in their body, right? That can cause gene expression change. So this is getting even more interesting as we continue to talk. So um, when it comes to the products that you guys have, you earlier said that it was like 200 different products that are out there. Wendy, how you guys don't have 200 products over there, how did you like comb through it? Like,
Yeah, it's a great question. We started with uh, one, and then we kept on. We actually started with many more than 10, and we kind of whittled it down because we knew we needed to start with a number that was a reasonable number because it is overwhelming, right?
Right.
What we have is what we call the code kit. And so we thought of all of the things that people typically have on hand in their house when something isn't right at the sign of the first symptom, really.
Right.
And so that's really how we started figuring out. Now, Calm is our superhero. That product works just exceptionally well. We'll get into that. But what happened was I would like one,
And then
and
I would
then
like
Lisa would
one.
like one, and
Yeah.
then I would like one, and we'd say, "Okay, this is it." And then I was like, "But what about this one? This one's so great," and on and on. That's how we ended up with the 10. And
Wow.
we're very excited because now, as we're growing, people are starting to see the benefits of each product. And as we grow, we'll just expand the code kit.
What would be like the most popular one out of all of them?
Calm.
Calm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And second to that, well, Calm is an incredible product for stress. And the world is in a very stressed state. It seems like that has actually become the new norm. And it's not. And even when you do a survey and you ask people how often do you experience stress, they say they're not stressed. But then you do a scan like a neural check scan or a BioWell scan, and you see that they are very stressed outside of the optimal range where you should be stressed, or shouldn't be stressed. Either way, people don't even realize that they're stressed. And with one drop of calm in 90% of the cases, it decreases the stress, it balances the autonomic nervous system. And even for the person that already is in a normal range of stress, it's still giving the body enough energy to utilize the energy reserves so that your body can heal itself effectively. All of our products are based on cellular signaling. We're gently sending the cells the information that it needs for the body to do what it was designed to do. We're not forcing chemicals on it, we're not forcing anything. We're gently, with subtle energy, sending the right signal to the cell to restore balance in the body.
Amazing. You know, I can resonate with what you're saying about um, people live in stress and don't think they're stressed. I'm actually one of them, and it doesn't my eyes don't really open up to it until like something happens, right? Where now you're like in that overload. And just the other day, I went to the Liquid location, and we have a technology called Max Pulse, and it's looking at the parasympathetic
Mhm.
system, and it'll actually tell you, how stress you have. It's looking at your
Yeah.
heart rate variability, and all of that stuff. And my score came back. It's just like I sent it over to Dr. Davis, and it's like, dude, you need to do something like ASAP because this is why you're having some of these little episodes that you're having. I started getting a little vertigo and whatnot, and me, I got all the tools to do testing, so we pinned it, and I ended up doing a vagal
Yeah.
stimulation
Mhm.
protocol with a device called Lavazia, which
Yeah.
is microcurrent.
We
Yes.
have those.
We
And,
love it.
it worked,
Yep, it
and it
works.
was a frequency
Right.
that allowed my vagal nervous system to reset, and everything changed. Even my Aura Ring started showing different, stats. The next day, I had one of the best, readiness scores, that's out there. So, people live in that stress environment. So, with that said, there's something that's called natural biofield balance. What is that? How would you define that?
Your biofield is like your energy field. Each of your organs has its own biofield, and then you as a whole have a biofield. The earth, you could correlate it to a magnetic field, like the earth has its own biofield, its magnetic field. What you want to see is an even distribution all the way around. When you see where there's spikes in a biofield, it means there's an excess of energy, there's too much. And if there's an opposite spike where the energy is indented or there's a lack of energy, a hole in the energy, it means there's a deficiency.
Right.
So again, we want to see this beautiful biofield that is perfectly balanced. And that's the goal that we try to get to each day.
I like that. So, in the world of functional medicine or the biohacking space, we get a lot of heat from people. It's like, oh, there's no science behind it,
Mhm.
just because there's not this like crazy published paper. what I try to explain to people, it's not about that per se, because sometimes you're looking like a average of 100 people, but that's those 100 people. How do we know that that's going to work for this guy?
Mhm.
So in the world of functional medicine, we do a lot of different diagnostics, which is personalized to the individual. So Wendy, question for you here is, what type of wearables or type of data do you guys use to be able to track the actual outcomes of the code product?
So we love anyone that wears an aura ring. You have an aura ring, just like you were able to see the difference after you did that vagal nerve stimulation. You knew immediately based on your prior readings how it changed. So things like the aura ring or the whoop are going to be really the devices that will be used to test products like ours. We have clinical studies that Lisa conducted. We use the neural check device. Now,
Mm,
you don't wear the neural check device, but the neural check device measures heart rate variability. So it's the same thing. You simply put a clip on each wrist, and then you take a baseline, and that baseline shows things like autonomic nervous system, stress index, psycho emotional index, even biological age.
right,
And that is, to me, something that's so incredible that you can see if you change one thing that your biological age was X, and then changing it, it can increase or decrease depending on what you're doing.
right.
And the same way that you were able to do that at Liquavita, we did that the first time. We were actually up in New Bern, North Carolina. So shout out to Dr. Patrick Porter, and he allowed us to use his neural check
He's such a
device.
wonderful person,
Oh,
by the
he's
Yes,
way.
the
We
he
got to
best.
is.
shout him out,
Yeah,
Shout out.
Dr.
Shout
Porter.
out
absolutely.
to you, Dr.
So
Yeah.
Porter.
yeah,
He's really one of our biggest cheerleaders. And we were very, very new. Long of the short of it, we went up there and we did multiple individuals using the neural check device, where then we gave them one drop of calm, and then we did another reading 30 minutes later. And in 30 minutes, every single thing changed for that
wow.
person. And you said that you work and live at a very high pace and you're more stressed than you even realize that you are. Well, guess what, Sam? I was that person. And I didn't even realize how stressed I was. So Lisa and I did the test, and I'll
We
say it.
stopped. Tell them we stopped taking our
Oh
drops for
yeah,
like 2 weeks beforehand.
we wanted to see just a baseline, a true baseline. Now, I really did not take calm as Lisa was taking calm because I didn't think that I didn't think that I needed
I
it
wasn't taking it.
every day. She wasn't taking it at all. Anyway,
Right.
I did the baseline test, didn't see what the test said, because you don't want to see what it is until you do the final. 30 minutes later, after one drop of calm, things like my autonomic nervous system were off the charts, off the charts to begin with. And it brought it down to exactly where it should be in mid range. My psycho emotional index was 55%. Terrible, awful, and it raised it to 98%. One drop
Wow.
in 30 minutes. My biological age at the time, I was 55 when I did it. 2 years ago, I was 48 in biological age, but one drop changed it to 31 years old because I was able to reduce that much stress in my body within 30 minutes. So I thought to myself, imagine if this did this for me with one drop. Imagine what I could be like if I took a drop 2 times a day. And since that time, I have not missed my dosage of calm. And
Wow.
in the middle of the day, sometimes I still get triggered, and all we say is take another drop.
Yeah.
It can't hurt, and it just kind of puts it back in balance. So it's subtle, it's simple, it's safe, and it
I
works.
love that. Love that. So this product code, you guys said it's saline solution and there's frequencies. Like, how did you get those frequencies in there? How did you figure out the right frequency? Like, how does that work? Because I'm more than sure a lot of the viewers and listeners are wondering, like, sounds cool, but how does it work? Everyone wants to know more. It was like when I was a kid. I used to always want to watch like all those shows that show you like how something's made, how the
Mm.
pen is made, how is soap made, because I just want to know. So for the people that just want to know, how would you break that down?
I like to compare it to digital photography. We all have a cell phone in our pocket we carry around. We see some beautiful thing that we want to capture. We press a button. The technology captures the information. Instantly, that technology, your cell phone, digitizes that information you just captured into this beautiful image. Then you take that image and you can put it on any medium that you want to share it with others. You can you can put it on a canvas, you can put it on a piece of paper, you can put it on a coffee mug nowadays, right? So we use quantum radionics, and
Mm,
that is our technology that takes Dr. McMichael's molecular formulas. It maps the energetic blueprint of his formula, it digitizes it instantly into the code. The
okay.
code is then put in saline solution as the medium or the carrier
Why not regular water?
because it doesn't hold.
Mm,
You need the minerals in the salt.
because that's what holds the
That's what
frequencies.
holds.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they're very specific because the information is the energetic blueprint or essence of the molecular formula. And that's what's digitized. And that's the code.
So, you know, my mind sometimes goes into like worst case scenario. Can there be like a bad code?
Mhm.
You know, can there be bad frequency out there?
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
like Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
right?
example.
Oh, yeah.
Even our words are a frequency, are a vibration. You know, anyone can relate to energy. If you've ever walked into a room and then all of a sudden the room goes silent and people were arguing in that room, you feel it. Or you walk into a room and you just know, I got to turn around and get out of here.
Yeah,
Something's not right. You feel the energy, and it's real.
yeah.
It's an unseen force, just like stress is an unseen force. Our Wi-Fi, the earbuds, the cell phones, the staring at the screen all day,
The
all these things,
EMF,
the EMF,
EMF.
blue light,
all
all that
these
stuff, right?
things, yeah, they're all affecting us whether we see that or not.
Yeah. There's a saying that's like, be the light in the room,
Yeah.
right? Code is like the light in the room.
Yeah.
So would it be safe to say that even when you're getting a lot of these things like the EMF or other like stressors that are coming from the different technology that we're using, that code can help balance your body out?
Not in terms of electromagnetic fields and different things like that. We don't have a product for that. Each of our formulas has a very specific function, whether it's something that you take pre and post workout, whether it's for pain and inflammation.
Okay.
If you have the first sign of a symptom coming on from some virus, we have a product for that. We have an allergy formula. We have a pulmonary formula. We have a daily protecting formula, but it's not to protect you from Wi Fi or electromagnetic anything.
Right.
It's more to protect you from those unseen foreign things that float around, like virus or germs or bacteria. So that's our proactive product. And then Calm, like we've been talking about, is really a game changer for anyone with stress or anxiety or depression or high achieving entrepreneurs that need more focus because they're being bombarded from all different angles. I mean, it
Right.
really helps dial you in. And then Dream is our sleep formula that helps you sleep better, and you can measure that again with your Aura ring.
I like that.
But Sam, I just want to say something because I'm sitting here smiling because you said, be the light in the room. And it's something that has, or be the high vibration in the room.
Right.
So when you talk about vibration and high vibes, that's really what it is. We are energetic beings, we are
Yeah.
vibrational beings, and we're made of salt and water as well. So all we're doing is we're putting a vibration or a subtle energy pattern into your system. And think of it like a tuning fork. That tuning fork, when you use a tuning fork, the tuning fork is balancing out things that are out of balance.
Right.
And so think of code as that tuning fork for your body, putting things back into balance.
That's pretty cool. That's interesting. So You mentioned that there's a an allergy code.
Yes.
So now, does that work on all kinds of different allergies? Am I not gonna have to walk around with an EpiPen anymore, or like what
You
kind of
know,
allergies? Seasonal allergies?
all kinds of allergies. Our favorite story
Mhm.
actually is about a woman who does need an EpiPen when she's stung by a bee.
Mm,
The first time, now I will start by saying balance is our daily formula. And we know that it helps with the body's general healing ability. It does give the immune system a boost, but it's really for the general aches and pains that come with aging and to just help the body heal itself faster. She had been taking, it's our daily formula. It's 2 drops a day. They're all the drops are sublingual, so 1 drop in the morning, 1 drop in the evening under the tongue. She had been taking Balance for about a month. She got stung by the bee and she felt like something was different. Her son wanted to turn the truck around and take her to the hospital because she didn't have her EpiPen with her. She said, "Nope, take me home." He's looking at her like
oh
she's
boy.
crazy. I mean, I would have looked at her the same way. And she got home, she took a drop of React, she waited a half hour, she was okay. She took another drop of React just for safe measure, and, she waited a couple hours, and again, for safe measure, she took another drop of React. She never needed her EpiPen.
Oh wow.
The second time, a few months later, when she got stung again, she got stung by a bee twice. Same thing. She used React. I can't guarantee that for every person. I can't make any claims. It worked for her. We've had food allergies. We've had seasonal allergies. We've had skin allergies. We've had people that are allergic to perfume and chemical inhaled allergies. We've had so many stories that React is our second best selling product to calm.
Yeah,
Right.
even we were with my mother a couple of
Yeah.
hours ago visiting, and when we got there, her eyes and face were all swollen. She clearly had some kind of allergic reaction to something that she touched or whatever. And we gave her React. We waited about 45 minutes and we gave her another drop. And
Her eyes were swollen shut, and, especially her left eye was
mhm,
swollen shut, and by the end of
mhm,
lunch, her eyes were wide
yeah,
open, and even the
Wow.
redness in her skin cooled down. I mean,
Wow.
it's crazy.
yeah.
It's our company and we know our product works, but to really think that energized saline can have an impact that quickly, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially if you could bring the body back to homeostasis, right? Which is balancing the body out. Now, when it comes to your body being disrupted, right? Your body's own frequency. What are some of those disruptors that will cause your body to get disruptive, where code can come and help balance things out?
So, for example, we'll use calm again because when you're under stress, stress is the leading cause of dis-ease. You're under stress, you're wreaking havoc on your body. So, when you can downregulate the stress response and balance the autonomic nervous system, seemingly unrelated issues start to resolve.
Right.
So, that's usually my favorite example. Um, you know, Another thing that I know what disrupts me is perfume. I have a really hard time with perfume. I will walk in, there'll be air freshener in the room, my throat will start to close. I'll take React and put my system back into balance, and then
Nice.
I'll be okay.
That would be
Uh,
like the allergy one,
Yep,
right?
React,
Mhm.
yep,
Okay.
the allergy formula. Yeah, so each one does something different. So for example, if I get a bunch of mucus in my nose, maybe I ate gluten or maybe I ate dairy or sugar or something that creates that mucus in the body. That's the imbalance. Your body is showing you the symptom is the excessive mucus. You take a drop of Breathe and it starts to clear the mucus and put the body back into balance.
Breathe is the pulmonary formula.
Okay.
So it works with mucus, but anything in the respiratory pulmonary system. So it works great for cold and flu, where you typically have trouble breathing or you have a cough, a lingering cough. My girlfriend came and visited, and she had this nagging cough. I said, let's just try it. Just take the breathe. We did the first drop. by the second drop within an hour and 15 minutes, she didn't even realize it. She wasn't coughing anymore.
Wow.
So these formulas are really working truly on a cellular level and just putting everything very subtly back into balance.
So I know we're talking about a lot of our like friends, family, and a lot of humans, but what about pets?
Oh, so that's the beauty of pets. We always say
Dogs don't lie.
they
No,
don't.
they
And
don't. They sure
so
don't.
when we have any animal that has an issue, it's as simple as giving that animal the same exact dosage as you would to a human. So our drops are safe for people and animals of all ages and sizes, and the one drop is not dependent on size or weight.
Mm,
So I always say it, we have a tagline. You can be a 5 pound chihuahua, a 200-pound person, or a 1,500-pound racehorse. It's the same one drop for
just one
all.
drop. Okay.
For animals, what we do is we recommend that you put one drop on a treat, or if you know that your animal is going to complete their meal, you can just put a drop on the top of their meal and they can take their dosage at that time.
So we actually created a 3 product package called Pet Essentials
Mm,
because any dog over the age of 7 should be taking balance twice a day, AM and PM. And React is great for those seasonal allergies that dogs have. And also Calm for that dog or any animal really that is afraid of thunder and lightning or fireworks, those types of things. They help.
yeah, that's a big one
Yeah,
actually.
Hmm.
huge.
Especially with like 4th of July and
Hmm.
all these other things. It's here, South Florida. I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Yeah.
thunderstorms every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
is there
Absolutely.
anything that people have to watch out for utilizing the product? Is there anything that will contraindicate?
Contraindications?
No, there are no side effects that we know of. There are no contraindications that we know of because our products are literally salt water and energy. It's what we're made out of. Having said that, not every product in the world is for every person. So
Right.
if someone tries our product and they have an adverse reaction, then don't take it again. It's not
Yeah.
gonna. It's saline solution with energy patterns, so it's not gonna hurt.
Exactly. We were talking about stress. There's a lot of high performers out there, top CEOs, athletes. What are you seeing in some of these individuals that are the high performers? What are they saying?
So, a lot of entrepreneurs that we work with, CEOs especially, we're very involved in corporate wellness. And that one product, Calm, is what really shifts the entire environment of the whole office space. The same way that if you're taking Calm at home and you have someone that's just high level, high energy, or a child that might be just a little more difficult, the whole house should take a drop of Calm because it just negates that excess energy
Right,
within the
right,
household, inclusive of the pets. And that's really how we designed the code kit. But it's specifically with corporate wellness, what we've heard is that it changes the environment of the office space because everyone is just a little more calm. What Calm does is it could help with daily stressors or just things that are giving you diversions, and everybody is just a little more dialed in, a little more focused. As a matter of fact, we thought about calling Calm Focus, but we knew that Calm was a better overall descriptor of it because it was important to describe it for a lot of other situations, not just the focus.
right,
So,
right,
yeah, corporate wellness, it's probably one of the best things that we've seen within corporate wellness, along with the immunity formulas. Because look, you're working in an office space, when one person gets sick, everybody else gets sick.
right.
So, if you're taking something that's helping your immune system and protecting your body, then it just gives everybody that extra edge. And, what does one day out of work really cost?
Oh,
It
Yeah.
costs a
that's
A
lot,
yeah.
lot,
right?
And I was just gonna say that because it's like I even like now when I work out, like I don't do CrossFit, I do my type of workouts are very
Mhm.
controlled. Like I'm there for longevity and health span,
Hmm.
I do not want any injuries,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Because if I have an injury, then I can't travel,
Right.
I can't, go to the office. So, yeah, keeping your health on point so you don't get sick is a must, right?
Absolutely.
That could throw any high performers, that can throw them way back. You could lose tons of money, be issues, being able to enjoy time with your family. So when it comes to a lot of these high performers, or even just regular people that are not the top CEOs or any of that, have you seen people get off certain supplements and medications as well, utilizing the product?
We have actually, again, calm, Adderall. A lot of people are taking Adderall to focus. And we've had at least a half a dozen, if not more, people say that they've come off their Adderall. And even people that have come off their Adderall on their own, they say they're skeptical about our drops. Everybody's a little skeptical because it's energized saline solution. So we were skeptical
Yeah.
too,
Right.
and until we figured out that it works. But they'll try a drop under their tongue and we you can
Yeah.
physically observe everything about them change. Their face softens, their body language isn't so fidgety. It's everything just kind of settles in and relaxes. It's really incredible to just sit and observe and watch this happen.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it, but ADHD is a big one, and so Adderall and
Children on the spectrum, it really should be the first go to for
right.
a child that is diagnosed, if you want to use that word, for being autistic, because it really helps the nervous system. The calm code is based on regulating the nervous system and putting the nervous system back into balance. And we've just seen incredible and have incredible testimonials with children and families that have used the calm code for children on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, you're mentioning Adderall,
Mhm.
and I was watching a documentary the other day, and Adderall right now is at like its ultimate
Oh,
high.
Yeah.
Like college kids are popping them like it's candy,
mm-hmm.
and what that stuff does to you,
Yeah.
it creates a true chemical imbalance in your body.
That's it.
Does.
So if people can find a natural way to get off of these amphetamine salts,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
At least give it a try.
All these things that are over the counter, even supplements. Not all supplements are for all people, but you hear something is good for you and then you take it and you take it forever, but it's not meant to be taken long term.
Right.
And there's a side effect to that. With this, there are no side effects. I mean, think about it. You take an allergy medication, you take a Benadryl, you're in the couch, you're asleep. It's game over,
Yeah.
or you're jittery, or your stomach gets all knotted up. There are side effects and there are contraindications. You can't take some medications with other medications. You can't take some supplements with some medications. This is non-toxic. It's it's medical grade saline solution.
The one product that we really haven't talked about is Slim.
Yeah.
Oh, Slim. Before we get into
So,
the Slim,
yeah,
do you know what the first side effect on Adderall is?
No.
That's listed?
erectile
S-
dysfunction.
No, but that probably does happen
I
to
was
those people
I
that
was
take that,
thinking a
right?
heart
Because
heart issue.
sudden death.
Huh.
Sudden death.
Sudden
Oh,
death.
fantastic.
Is it
Forget about the
that's scary.
erectile dysfunction.
Forget about the heart attack.
Yeah, if you have sudden death, the erectile stuff doesn't matter anymore.
Nothing matters.
So,
No.
but like that's I want people to really just stop for a second and think about that.
Hmm.
Like the first side effect that's listed on the packaging is
That's
sudden death.
right. It used
So,
to be, they would list all of the symptoms or even death,
right,
right?
Yeah.
Now it's just sudden death.
sudden death. That's
Mhm.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
Crazy.
So you're going to talk about the slim.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be nice and slim, especially in today's world with all the GLP-1 drugs and
Yes.
everyone's injecting themselves and all that stuff and looking very skinny and
And
getting
Ozempic.
the Ozempic butt is what they call it,
Yes.
and
The face
the face, the
too.
droopy face.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, Slim is our metabolic formula, and it's pretty awesome. One drop under the tongue, you really don't feel hungry. And it's all about not having the cravings more than anything, right? It helps with your metabolic system. And we've had so many people that, again, they're skeptical over how does this work? And tell them the story about the one. I know the one that I want you to tell, or you know the one about the
So
guy.
we were at a content creator's house weekend, and it was outside by a pool, and there wasn't a whole lot of food being served, and it was a big long day outside, a lot of exercise happening, a lot of doing, different biohacking modalities, devices. Vazia was there, hydrogen water was, everybody was there. And this guy comes up and he says, "Where's the food?" And I was like, I don't think there's a whole lot of food here, but I've got this Slim. You want to try a drop?" He's like, "What is it?" And I'm like, "It's saline solution with energy patterns." He's like, "Yeah, okay, give me a drop." He's like, "This is gonna make me not hungry?" And I said, "Well, check back in with me in 15 minutes and let me know how you feel." Like, I don't know, an hour and a half goes
Mhm.
by. There was a yacht parked down on the dock, and we're walking down the dock to go get on this yacht. And I see the guy and I said, "Hey, did you ever find any food?" And he literally paused
Mhm.
and he looked at me. He's like, "I forgot I was hungry."
Mm.
I
Wow.
was blown away. I was blown away
They
by that.
quiet down his parasites he had in him. Who knows, right? But that's
Yeah.
amazing that
Yeah.
works because especially people. Look, we're going back to stress. People that are high stress, they're looking for comfort food,
That's right.
right? They don't
Yes.
even have to eat.
That's
They
right.
they're just eating to get comfort. So if now there's another code
Yeah.
supplement that can be utilized, just quiet that down. That's amazing.
Well, we actually pair calm with slim, and this is what we're
Mm,
starting to do. We're starting to
okay.
learn how each of the codes are working together. So if you're highly stressed, many times people just will go for that comfort food or will
Mhm.
go and reach or it will be a habit. And what we're learning is that with Slim, it's actually helping people with different habits because overeating is habitual, it's habit forming.
Right.
Well, if you first slow your mind down and become focused with calm, that works one way with your nervous system. But now you add in the slim, which is for habit forming issues, and you take both of them and it's a dynamic duo. It really is.
Wow.
And Slim is also great for the person that really doesn't want to lose weight, but they do intermittent fasting,
Exactly.
Right.
and you just take a drop. And for me, I know how it works is I take one drop if my stomach is growling, and in 15-20 minutes my stomach's not growling. And I go about, it's not that I'm full, it's just that I feel satisfied. And when I do go to eat, I don't crave sugary, starchy, fatty foods. And so it allows me to change my eating habits and helps me eat healthier.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit here because we're talking about hunger, right? Some people get the munchies,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? And I know you guys have a product that basically like mimics cannabinoids,
Yes.
right? That can potentially give you the munchies. How does that formula work? As in the benefits of like CBD or any of these other cannabinoids that are inside of like the marijuana plant?
Well, first, I'll tell you what it is, and then Wendy will explain to you how it works because that's her previous business.
Okay,
What we've done is we've taken a proprietary blend of different species of cannabis that are known for anti inflammatory qualities.
right.
We again map the energetic blueprint of that blend of cannabis. The technology digitizes it into the code, and the code is then structured into the saline solution, which acts as the carrier. So all you're receiving is the information of the plant with no psychoactive side effects, with no contraindications, and it helps with pain and inflammation.
It's a great product. So when you were asking, how did we come up with our 10 products? This was something that we both agreed upon because we knew we needed something that was an alternative to things like Advil or Tylenol or Motrin, something to relieve pain, inflammation, but those headaches that you would get, or women that have menstrual cramping. That's what relief is great for.
Mm,
It's, we're very straightforward and transparent about what our products are able to do and what they're not able to do.
Right.
And there are limitations for some of the products, and relief is great. We're not going to say if you have bone on bone, osteoarthritis or, spinal stenosis or anything like that, if our one drop is going to have you dancing on the ceiling, hanging from a chandelier, right?
Right.
But if you do have a headache, if you do work out and you have that kind of pain and ache and joint pain, anything to do with inflammation, relief is going to work. And that was my previous business. And I had a CBD company and knew the importance of bringing cannabis, but not medical cannabis, CBD, hemp formulated, to the medical field. And we were able to show that utilizing CBD was an alternative to many dangerous things, opiates and things like that, especially with orthopedic doctors and surgeons using pre and post surgery. So, relief is the same exact thing. And it's the information of that proprietary blend of cannabis. So you don't have those psychotropic effects and you're not even getting the munchies actually.
No.
All it's doing is the cannabinoids that are part of that proprietary blend, when you take the information, work with the receptors
Right.
within your endocannabinoid system, and that relieves the inflammation, it relieves the pain. It's a great
And they're
product.
working on a vibrational level.
Mhm.
Right.
And so because you're only taking the information.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, ladies, right now there's a big movement that's going on. It's called the Maha movement. Make America Healthy Again.
Yes.
We love Maha.
And it's being led by
Yes.
RFK Jr. What
Yeah,
do you guys think about it?
we love it. I mean, there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of things that need to be done. There's a lot of problems that need to be solved, and there's a lot of red tape to cut through to get these solutions. But I think that he's making a huge difference. He's bringing a lot of things to awareness that were swept under the rug in the past with previous administrations. And he's making huge changes. I mean, even taking out these harmful dyes and these preservatives and seed oils and all of these things. We have to get our diet. We are what we eat. And they didn't lie to us when they told us that when we were kids. You are what you
Yeah,
eat.
for
I
real.
mean, now I'm looking back and I'm thinking to myself, why didn't that click back then? Because it's really true. It all starts in the mouth. And if he can clean up what they're selling in the grocery stores and bring awareness to that, it's already going to make a huge improvement uh, on our health and on our medical costs and all those
I
things.
agree. And what do you guys see as between the alignment of code with the future of healthcare? Where do you guys see that? Combining Maha, code, and healthcare. What do you guys see for the future?
I mean, we believe that code is going to be a household name and that frequency medicine, Albert Einstein said it, frequency medicine is the medicine of the future, but the future is now.
I agree.
And why take things that could cause these side effects, death? You even said it,
Right.
right? But why take prescription medication, over the counter medication, when you can take something that works with your body's innate wisdom to heal itself? It's as simple as that. It's complicated, it is, but it's as simple as putting your body back into balance. And if we all shift our mindset and think about how healthy we really want to be, and we should be the healthiest country and the healthiest generation. And we have the most unhealthiest individuals and unhealthy generation right now. And there has to be a shift.
I
There really
agree.
does.
I agree. So we're gonna have a little fun now.
All
Okay.
All
right.
right.
We're always up
So
for fun.
Yeah.
I know you are. So I'm gonna name a biohacker, and whatever comes to mind,
Oh.
You
Oh
have to say
boy.
it. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Keep it short and simple. One word is fine.
Okay.
And you both get to do it. So
Okay.
when I say one biohacker, you say it, then you say it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You ready? Um, Peter Attia,
I just say brilliant.
I second that.
Yeah.
Ben Greenfield,
Cool.
Interesting.
Brian Johnson,
Not from this earth.
Very intelligent.
Gary Brecka,
The man.
One word, that's a lot. Gary Brecka, he's incredible.
Yeah. I will say it. I'll go off of the one word tangent for a second, but we were with him in a very small, intimate setting, and he is dynamic. I would say that is the word to describe him and what he has uh, done for the biohacking world. And it's not just biohacking. He really explained where he came from and why he did what he did and pursuing it in a way. He's pretty powerful.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Dave
love.
Asprey,
He's a good dancer.
Yeah,
We
he's a
danced with
good
him.
dancer.
Yeah,
I've seen him dance on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
were
were up there with him.
yeah, we were in
Oh, you
Austin
guys are-
dancing with him.
that
Yeah.
outfit was something else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Exactly. You're giving me these memories right now. All right, we're gonna have some other fun. All right, so I watch a podcast by the podcast host Stephen Bartlett. It's called The Diary of a CEO. Yeah, I hope you
Love
guys
it.
have. Yeah,
He's
so
amazing.
he came out with these cards, and what I want is for each of you to take one card out of it. You can shuffle them around if you want to, and you're gonna answer the question.
Okay.
Uh-oh, I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah. We opted to not wear our glasses. We really need a code for eyesight.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's really cracking the code.
Yes. All
All
right.
right, shuffler.
Want to pick?
Yeah, left hand though.
Left hand. That question.
Hi.
Are you going to pick one too?
Oh my
Oh
God.
no, you guys answer the question.
I really can't see.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. What is the most controversial idea you believe that within your industry most people disagree with? Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
In our industry, it's controversial.
Well, I would answer that.
Okay.
Some people think we're in this biohacking space, and a lot of people think
Mhm.
that biohacking means that I want to live till I'm 120 or 140. And I really think that's not correct. I think that there are people that feel that way, but I don't feel that way. And I want to just live a healthy life.
Mhm.
I
Right.
want to grow older without aches and pains because I've taken care of my body. Um, when my time is up, my time is up. I don't necessarily, that's God's plan. I don't have any attachment to that.
Right.
When it's time, then it's time. So I think that's a controversial thing because there are people that are extreme, that are pushing limits and trying things really um, extreme.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree with that. So I would say that's a
I
controversial
I, I
thing.
agree, and people have to understand there's a difference between longevity and health span.
Yes.
That's right.
Health span to me is what's most important
That's
because
right.
I don't want to live another 100 years if I'm going to be in a wheelchair and borderline a vegetable. Right.
Right.
I'd rather live another 20 or 30 years with a good quality
Quality
of
of
life.
life.
So I'm with you
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
What are you missing most in your life?
right now? um, right now we're building this business. If I were to be very transparent, we are building this business and it takes a lot to do so. And so before we started, my life was a certain way. It was just a little more not high paced. And it has not stopped. It's like we started and the skid marks, we saw the skid marks behind us. So the one thing that we're missing, I mean, we'd like a
A
vacation.
vacation.
I think that's really
Yeah.
the number one thing. We would just like a vacation.
It's just the two of us. And our vision is huge. I mean, we really are trying to change the way people view their health,
Right.
bringing this
Yeah.
type of frequency medicine, vibrational therapeutics into the world, and we're doing it on a global scale. So it's not a small mission. And right
Right.
now, it's the two of us. We have a very small team. We have a website team, that consists of another person that does some social media and some email marketing for us. But really, when it comes to code, what you see is what you get. It's the two of us. And there's not a lot of downtime, and there's always a fire to put out, and there's a lot of stress, and we each have our own roles, and we just need a vacation.
I think
Yeah.
I think that's the life of an
An
Of
entrepreneur.
an
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
It
I was
Yeah.
going to
really
say
is.
that.
I
Yeah.
think at the
Yeah.
end of the
We all
day,
need a vacation.
and it's not everybody's cut out for it. And
Yeah.
that's
Right.
why brands and the best ideas in the world fail. It's not that there aren't ideas out there that could have changed the world, but it's because it takes so much to make that change. But we together, I mean, we're the code girls. We're going to
Yep.
do
We're
it.
gonna do it.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So, ladies, if as we wrap up here, if someone listening or viewing the podcast really resonates with today's message, what's the one thing you can leave them off with?
The one thing we always say is each day be better than you were the day before. Make small incremental changes. You don't have to do everything all at once, but if you just do one thing better today than you did yesterday, then you each day become a better version of yourself.
Amazing. Amazing. And if people want to find you guys, how do they find you?
Our website is www.codehealthshop.com, and our Instagram is at codehealthshop.
Awesome. Awesome. Ladies, it was a pleasure having you on a Healthy Point of View podcast. And let's get that code out there.
Thank you, Sam.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Guys, you heard it from the experts here. You have to be willing to try something a little bit different, especially if what you've been trying hasn't worked. The future of medicine is frequency. We talk about that in the world of bioquantum. And a lot of the experts don't actually do what they're doing. They keep it very secretive because they're scared of these big governing bodies that are out there that want to shut this stuff down. Get it while you can. That's what I can say. So make sure you share this podcast, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you for the next one.